Welcome to the Mystic Access Podcast,
where the magic is in learning.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Mystic Access Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Kim. There's your identity crisis back.
We're going to talk about cell phone services, not cell phones, but cell phone service, at least one cell phone service that we both have recently played with, and we both seem to like it.
Well, it actually is my cell phone service. It's the service I use all the time, month to month. Thus far, I really like it. I've had my phone since December, and so I've used it since then and have been very pleased with it. There are other services that cost a little less and give you a little more, and there are other services that cost a lot more and give you less. So this one's kind of one of the medium services in terms of price and feature set. But I like it because I've had good experience with customer support, and I've had good experience with feature set and with reliability as well. And this is Straight Talk. This is a service that you can get through Walmart locations. I think all Walmarts in the U.S. allow you to purchase Straight Talk, and I think you can buy SIM cards and connect kits and all kinds of things. I'm using Straight Talk with an iPhone 7, but you can use it with other iPhones. You can also use it with Android phones. You cannot use it with tablets. Straight Talk does not have tablet plans. And what do you call these plans, Chris? These are plans that you can use with one or more of the big four.
Yeah, they're MVNO, I believe that's what it is. Basically, you're using the towers of the big four, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, and or Sprint. And the big four is selling the services to these companies that then sell it to you cheaper. And one thing I saw online was, I forget what service it was, but it said something like, we let them pay for maintain the towers and all that stuff, meaning the big four to maintain the towers, and they pass that savings on to you because they don't have to maintain the towers and stuff.
So basically there are a few things that you're looking for with services like this. Obviously you want to make sure that you can access one of them accessibly. So you want to look for site and or app accessibility for a service. And you want to make sure that it has the feature set that you want. So, for instance, you want the amount of data that you want, and you want the amount of talk and texts that you want. A lot of these services will offer an unlimited, at least, talk and text plan, and then a certain amount of data on top of that. So, it kind of pays to look at plans, and again, going back to the site or app accessibility, you want to make sure that you can easily distinguish the feature set of the plans so that you can find out what you really want, what's really going to work well for you. When I got Straight Talk back in December, I was getting 2 gigs of data monthly and unlimited talk and texts. Soon after I purchased Straight Talk, however, it changed to 3 gigs of data and unlimited talk and text remained. That was for the same price. So I'm paying about $37 a month, and I'm enrolled in auto refill. So I pay a little less than you would if you weren't enrolled in auto refill, and that includes my tax. So I think it's like $35 for the auto refill, 3 gigs of data, and unlimited talk and text. There are other plans as well. There's one for $45 that gives you unlimited talk and text, and I think 25 gigs of data. And then after you've used that data, what happens?
It slows it down. So you don't lose the data, but it just will slow it down so that it's very painful for you to surf the internet.
Now, one thing to remember is if you are in an area where you're not getting your data very well to begin with, for instance, this happens to me a lot at home. When I'm at home, I only get 1 or 2 bars, and things don't work necessarily very well. So you might not be able to stream as much, or certainly with video, you might not be able to stream as much. You can still talk and send texts and things like that, but your streaming quality may be less reliable, your surfing quality may be less reliable, things like that. So when you're on data exclusively, that's just something to keep in mind as well. Your bars will kind of let you know what your data coverage is like in your current location.
One thing to remember about services such as Straight Talk, there are no contracts. So if one month you want the phone, the next month you don't, you can turn it off. You can reactivate it if you need it 2 months later, and you can continue to use your phone. So again, there are no contracts. You're not signed into a 2-year contract or any of that.
Selected straighttalk.com. Row 1, column 1. Document busy. Blank. Straight Talk. wireless no contract phones and plans. Banner landmark visited link graphic straight talk. Link graphic for faster answers text HELP.
So as you can see, Chris has gone to straighttalk.com.
Time save up to $200 on Samsung Galaxy S8.
And you're getting ads.
Get ready for blast. Clickable link Espanol. Edit.
I don't think they're necessarily ads. I think
This
it's
is yours. Start enjoying your service.
It sounds like it's one of those carousels.
Straight talk or
Because it won't shut up.
straight talk. List with link refill.
So let's go somewhere.
Visited link activate. Link HELP. Link deals. Link WHY straight. Link
I'm going to
deal.
go to deals.
Get the best. Alert please allow 72 hours after activation of the additional line for the gift card. Get the best deals in wireless straight talk. Link straight talk available at Walmart. Navigation landmark list with 5 items link phones. Link accessories. Visited link deals. Link shopping cart. Link track order. Out of list main landmark link. Click here for details on free overnight shipping. Heading level 1. Heading level 1. Don't miss out on these great savings.
So when I went off of the main site, I'm no longer getting those deals or those little alerts. So you can actually browse the page without being interrupted.
Heading level 2. Sign up and be the first to know about all our limited time deals and offers. Link JOIN now. Link see details. Heading level 3. Select your deal store. Link blowout sale. Link clearance sale. Heading level 2. Most popular deals. Clickable link graphic FREE shipping on the latest phones. Clickable link graphic save big on and iPhone 6s. Don't miss out on these limited time savings.
So you can save big on an iPhone 6s.
Price drop. Link. Heading level 3. Link Samsung Galaxy J7 Crown S767 VL. 0-star reviews from 0 customer. Link for as low as $7.30 per month.
But just to show you that the website seems to be very accessible. The website is very accessible as well when you're actually in your account.
And Chris got a tweet, so just ignore that.
So one thing that we both did was purchase our SIM cards from Amazon for about $5, and they came in the mail. You insert them into your phone, and what you will need is your SIM card serial number. So you'll need to know where to get that, and that's under General About on an iOS device. And it's supposed to be under About Phone on the Android device, but some Android devices don't show you the serial number of your SIM card. And I tried it on a Moto X4, and I also tried it in a Blue phone, and neither one of them would give me the serial number. So I had to download a third-party app just to read the serial number of the SIM card. But once you did that, it was very, very easy. It walked you through activating on the website. So you create your account, you put your SIM serial number in, and you go to the next step. You fill out your information, add it to your cart, and you buy. And within about, I would say, 10 minutes or so, you had active service.
Yeah, it's very, very simple. It's very easy to do. Service happened very quickly. You can receive text messages about when you have refills and things due, and those will happen automatically. Again, if you enroll in auto refill, which you can do very easily on the website, and I'm going to show you another way you can do it in just a second, you can receive savings on top of your plan savings. So my plan, I think, is supposed to be, I don't know, $39 or $42 or something. So I save
I think it's like $1 or so that you save. If
yeah,
I
I think it's
remember right.
$1. I think it's $1 really. I say that, and I'm thinking about it, going, no, I'm not sure that's right. But I think Chris is correct in that it's like $1 a month that you save. But hey, you know, that adds up over time, which is good. I've had no issue with like my data dropping off. I've had no issue with call quality using Straight Talk. That's not been a problem. Another thing I did was I changed my phone number, and I was having a lot of trouble doing it through their automated system. Through changing the number. There's a phone number that you can actually call to change your number. That's what I was trying to do. And I was changing from track phone. I had a track phone number, and I was trying to change to Straight Talk. And couldn't get it done. So I ended up initiating a chat on the website and talking to someone, and they had to transfer me to someone higher. So it took me a couple hours to get through the process, but once I had it done, she said, okay, someone's going to call you in like 25 minutes to make sure that everything worked well and that your number changed properly, etc., etc. So someone did actually call me on my home number and had a conversation with me, and she told me steps to take to make sure that everything was working perfect. My data, my calls, etc. So it was a nice process. I felt like they really took care of me during the course of changing that number over, and the number was transferred lickety-split. And I had my number that I wanted on my iPhone within just a few minutes of getting everything straightened out during the chat. That was awesome. It was a great experience, and so I've been pleased. The customer service is not U.S. based, like with most of these companies. The lady I talked to sounded like she was from the islands somewhere. She had an accent that I couldn't quite place, but it was a good experience. I felt cared for and appreciated by the customer service rep who I spoke to via phone, so that was very nice. So you can initiate help and do several things through a phone number. But you can also do cool things with a text. And the number that you would use on Straight Talk is 611-611. So I'm actually going to show you how that works.
Doc, mail, phone, page 2 of 4, messages, watch, messages, 7, edit, button.
So I am in my Messages app.
Messages, heading, compose, button.
And I'm going to compose.
2, text field, is editing, character mode, insertion points at start, shift, more, numbers, number sign, 8. 7 6 6 2 1 1 1 1 7 6 6 1 1 1 1 2 add contact camera messaging apps message text field double tap insertion point at end.
And there's a lot of things you can do in here, but I'm going to type the word usage.
Capu S A G R E send button send message text field is editing text message character mode insertion points at start messaging apps hit message text field is editing insertion point at end capu S A G R E P send button send message received from 611 message received from 611 please allow 15 minutes to try again. Messaging apps camera 611 please allow 15 minutes to try again. 11 a 611 we're gathering your information. Once it's ready we will send you a text message. 11 a.m.
I had to do that twice. I got two texts right next to each other. One says they're gathering my information, and the other one says please wait 15 minutes and try again. So I'm not sure what's going on right now. Again, remember I live in a place that has poor data, although I'm on Wi-Fi, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I had an issue earlier this morning when we were testing this, and the same kind of thing happened. I'll try again in a minute if we haven't received any information on my usage, but there's a lot of things you can do here. You can type HELP, H-E-L-P, to 611-611, and that'll give you all the different things you can say. If you want to know if it's going to work with your phone, you can type BYOP for bring your own phone. You can type activate, reactivate, due date, so it's due space date, D-U-E space date, and that will tell you when your plan is set to renew. You can enter commands that will allow you to auto refill. You can find out how to put a SIM card into your phone by using SIM, S-I-M. There's all kinds of things you can do, and there's this cool little page that'll tell you all about it. I will put that in the show notes, because that's a pretty neat feature. Oh, I just got a text.
Thursday. Messages. Now. 611 as of 07/11/19. 10:58. Plan high-speed data 3 GB. EXP. August 10th, 2019. Plan usage. 47 megabytes. Plan high-speed BAU 3 GB. ADD on BAU 0 terms. HTTP//TFW. co/datac.
I've used a lot of megs.
47 whole megs. Yeah.
47 whole megs this period. And it tells you when my plan renews. That's pretty neat. So it just took a minute, and again, that's because of my really slow data. But
Oh,
that
plus, but plus it said it was gathering your data too,
It did.
so it had to do stuff.
it did.
So-
It had to do stuff as well. Chris is going to show you something equally cool that you can do, and he's going to do it using an Android phone.
And I'm going to try and change my number if it works. We're going to
Sorry.
hope that this works.
Portrait. 54,600. More options button. 54,000. More. Search messages. Start new conversation. Messages. Type a name, phone number, or email. Edit box. System status changed. At Z. At Shift. Symbol keyboard. Showing symbol key. 6. Search and more. Clipboard. 1. 5. 6. Search and more. 1. 1, 1. Send to 611,000. 611611 added, currently editing. Send SMS. Navigate up, make a call. More options button. Text message, edit box. 611,000. Add an attachment. Attach from editing, text message. System status, change keyboard, multilingual typing, Gboard.
Okay, what am I supposed to type?
MINC.
Capital B, capital N, November, capital M, capital M. Close features. Y, U, I, F, G, C, V, space, B, G, B, N, D, F, G, D, C, 611. Add an attach, editing, send SMS. Sending message. System status, change keyboard, multilingual typing, Gboard. Showing English, US QWERTY keyboard.
So I
Messages
sent
would like
it.
to send a message to 611,611. This may cause charges on your mobile account. Not checked, checkbox. Double tap to talk. Remember my choice. Cancel, but send button. 611,611. Editing, text message, edit box. Message sent. bnab.app download complete.
So
Double
it
tap and
sent
hold
the
long
message.
press. Attach from camp. Add an
Let's see what it.
611,611 said, to change your phone number, please provide your 5-digit zip code, now, in list. Double tap to activate, double tap
So
and hold
it
long
wants
press.
my 5-digit zip code.
Editing, text message, simple keyboard, showing simple keyboard.
What is it, zip?
English, US QWERTY keyboard.
32707.
5, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, 2, 6, 7, 7, 0, 0, 8, 7, 7.
So I typed in my zip code,
Add an attachment
and
to list. Attach
I'm going to
add 6. You said 6.
find the send button.
6. Add an attach for editing. Send SMS. Sending message. System status, change keyboard, multilingual typing, Gboard. Showing English, US QWERTY keyboard. Messages would like to send a message. This may cause, not checked. This may cause charges, not checked. Remember my choice. Cancel, but, send, but. 611,611. Send SMS.
I got a notification that said messages.
611,611. Great. We are ready to assign a new number in this zip code. Keep in mind you will lose your current number. To cancel, reply N. To change your number, reply Y. Double tap to activate, double tap and hold data.
So basically what it's telling me to do is I had to enter my zip code, and then it says enter yes to change my number and to not change my number.
So Y or N. So he has to confirm either way.
Editing. Send SMS. Sending message. System status, change keyboard, multilingual typing, Gboard. Messages would like to send a message to 600. This may not check. Never allow button. Always allow button. 611,611. Message sent. Send SMS. Double tap to activate, double tap and hold to add a subject and set urgent status. Message from 611,611. Your request was successful. Please allow 5 minutes. Then, turn your phone off and back on, and we will send you a text with your new number.
Very cool.
Very cool. So in 5 minutes, Chris will have a new number.
So Chris will have to turn his phone off.
He will. We'll be waiting 5 minutes, and then Chris will turn his phone off, and then we'll let you know what happens.
Yes,
It's
we will.
They have all those text commands that you can utilize. And you can actually, no matter what your carrier is, you can probably do some of this. I found a whole list. I won't post it in the show notes, but if you look for it, you can probably find it, because I found it while I was looking for the Straight Talk commands that you can use with any of the big 4 carriers. So there's some for Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint. You can find out about star codes you can use to find out cool things about your plan. So while we're waiting for Chris's 5 minutes to be up, and obviously we'll edit some of it out, but I mentioned that Straight Talk works on Android phones and iOS. So whether you have an iOS device or an Android device, as long as it's a phone, it'll work with Straight Talk. But let's go back to Android for just a second, because we have a cool Android event coming up on July 25th, and it's our free monthly class.
And we are going to talk about the similarities and differences in iOS and Android.
Specifically as they relate to TalkBack, and VoiceOver. TalkBack isn't even called TalkBack anymore, is it? What is it officially called now?
I don't know what Google decided to call it. Sometimes it's called the Android Accessibility Suite, but then if you go into the settings, it says TalkBack. So I'm not quite sure Google even knows what they want to call it.
It's still TalkBack. It's still whatever your voice is, or your screen reader, your speech on your Android device. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that versus VoiceOver on iOS, and we're going to talk about some of the differences in what you can do with how you can use your Android phone versus your iOS phone. And we'll be talking about other devices too. So whether you have a tablet or a phone and you want to kind of understand the differences and similarities, or if you haven't really taken the plunge yet into either Android or iOS and you kind of want to know, is Android really as inaccessible as some of my friends say it is? We hear this a lot. Android is not accessible. Well, that's not true. Android is accessible. Android does things differently in some aspects, and iOS does things differently in some aspects. So it's something that's important to understand some of the differences in how things work in one operating system versus the other, so that you can have an idea of what may work best for you. So this is a class for you to come to. We're going to talk about a few of the major differences and similarities. We're going to demo them, and we're going to allow plenty of time for you to ask your questions so that we can hopefully help you out. The other thing about Android to keep in mind is some versions of Android are way more accessible than others. Chris will remember when we first met, well, one of the things when we first met that I did was I got an Android phone running Ice Cream Sandwich.
And I told her not to do it.
He told me not to do it, but I really wanted a phone. It was a cute little phone. It was some kind of Samsung phone. It was so cute, and at the time little phones were still the rage. This was, I don't know, was it even 2013 yet when I did
Probably
this?
not.
Probably not. It was probably still like 2012. We hadn't known each other that long. We'd probably known each other a little over a year. So this is one of the times where we really got to see me in complete technology meltdown mode, which is not pretty, by the way. And I was trying to make this little phone work. Oh, it was not a fun experience. So that story to tell you that some versions of Android are more accessible than others. You want to make sure that you're using a version that is relatively accessible and that will allow you to use third-party apps successfully. So we'll be talking a little bit about that too when we discuss Android versus iOS. If you like voices, you definitely might want to come to this class because that's another cool advantage of Android. Just throwing that out there. So it's definitely something we're going to have fun teaching y'all, and we hope you will come hang out with us for July's free event, all about Android and iOS and their differences and similarities. We will be announcing all of the information the week of class on our events mailing list. So if you aren't on that, make sure you join. You can check the appropriate checkbox on any page of our website, enter your name and email address, and we will hook you up. You will automatically get a message. There's a link in it. You will need to click that link to verify that yes, indeed, you do wish to join our free events list, and you should be all set. You will then receive event notifications of our upcoming paid and free events. And remember, we have a free event 11 months of the year. So you can join us for that live. You can wait for the recording, but for an event like this particularly, I highly recommend you come live if you have questions. If you know you can't come live, one thing you can do is reply to that email that you get announcing the event, ask your question in there, and we will try to get to it on the call so that when we do have the download ready for you, you will know that your question is in there, and I'll try to verify with you that we did indeed get your question. Hopefully we can then answer your question on the call.
But you know what?
What?
5 minutes is up.
Cool. Let's see if you have a new number.
Let's see. I got to power my phone off.
Reboot.
I'm going to actually do a reboot.
Unlabeled button.
Okay, I heard the music.
I've got a phone connected to my speaker because the phone isn't as loud as we would like, and the microphone's not picking it up.
So
if,
any strange sounds you hear,
so if you hear this
yikes,
nice...
are not the phone.
No.
Ignore that static. That's not his phone.
It's the speaker.
So there's the pretty music. What company's music is that?
Blue. B-L-U. Blue. They have inexpensive phones, but some phones aren't as accessible as others, at least in my past experience. I bought a Blue phone once, and it didn't even have TalkBack installed on it. I had to go to the Play Store with Sighted Assistance and get TalkBack installed. That was fun.
That ticking sound isn't part of his phone either.
Hey, this lets me know something's going on.
Talk back on. 11. Portrait.
Okay, now I probably should receive something.
Device unlocked.
That, or you'll have to go into your phone settings.
VNAV.app download complete.
I think that's what I had to do.
Using Google Text-to-Speech Engine. Double tap to activate, double tap and hold to long press. Play Store. Home screen 2. Notes. Google Plus. File calculate. Music.
I'm looking for
Video.
settings.
Settings.
There it is.
Settings. Unlabeled button. Do not disturb. Secure. Notification. Apps. Other. Advanced. About device. Settings. Navigate up. About device. Wireless update. Status. Phone number. Signal. Etc.
Go there.
Status. Navigate up. Status. Battery status. Battery level 42%. SIM status. Double tap to activate.
Maybe it's
double
in
tap
there.
and
Oh,
hold.
maybe it's in there.
SIM status. Navigate up. SIM status. Network. Home. In list. Signal strength minus 99 dBm 41 ASU. Cellular network type 4G. Service state in service. Roaming, not roaming. Cellular network state disconnected. My phone number 1-407-463. Double tap to activate.
Yep, I got a new number. Perfect. I don't know why the text didn't come in yet, but
I don't
I
think you
did.
get a text.
oh, well then I got a new number.
I think you have to go in there to check it to see if you get a new number. I seem to remember that with mine, you don't automatically get the text that says, hey, here's your new number. You might, but I don't remember that.
The next thing we're going to talk about is a present that Kim bought herself. She was looking for a nice set of headphones to use to listen to music with that weren't her Bose.
Yeah, my Bose are expensive. I wanted something that was easy and enjoyable and cute and it still sounded good. And I found something that offered all that and more. They're by a company named PAW, P-A-W-W. This company apparently offers a lot of really cool products, and if the headphones I bought are any indication, then I would definitely recommend their products. Everything from presentation to sound quality to the quality of the headset build is great in my opinion, and I have thoroughly enjoyed my couple weeks of using these headphones. And these are called the Silk, S-I-L-K headphones, and they're geared for women. You can buy various colors. I think mine are called Blue Swirl or something like that. They're kind of for those of us who live our lives in denim, and I tend to do that quite a lot, so I thought this would be a cool color. Now, you might wonder why the color matters so much. Well, there's a cool reason. Not only are these headphones, but they can double as a headband. So if you want to use them to put your hair back, either as a fashion statement or while you are putting on a mask to cleanse your face after you've done a nice cleansing and you're putting on a facial mask, then you can listen to your cool tunes or your book or whatever while your mask is on. So there are all sorts of things you can do with these to get the most enjoyment out of them. And I really like that they kind of double in terms of ways you can use them. So Amazon has these in stock currently, and we will be offering a link to them in the show notes if you want to check these particular ones out. They come in a really nice box. You know, I always have to hit my boxes to show you how nice they are. And this is a very, very nice box. Not only is it a nice box, it's a magnetic box. It's got 2 magnets on the front that close it. So that's especially nice. And then when you open the box, they come in a beautiful little cute hinged crescent-shaped case on the inside, and the box is all form-fitted. There's documentation underneath the case, and there's your hard shell case. So you have the ability to store them in this case. It doesn't have a handle or anything, but it's a really nice case. You can open this nice hinged case, and then you have inside a little drawstring bag. So it's not just a couple plastic bags with cables in them. It's a really nice actual drawstring bag that's made out of some sort of pleather-ish material that holds your cables. So you have 2 cables. You have a micro USB cable, and they're flat cables too. So that makes them even nicer. So you have a micro USB cable in one plastic bag inside this little drawstring bag, and then you have a 3.5 to 3.5 cable in another little bag inside this drawstring bag. So those are your cables. So you can use these wired and wirelessly. I think they have Bluetooth 4.2. Maybe it's 4.3. I will include specs. And then you can actually take them out, and they're foldable. So they fold to fit nicely into this case, and you can unfold them, and I doubt you could hear that, but they do make a little clicking sound. And then they have various levels of adjustability. You can hear me kind of moving it up and down to adjust on the sides. I wear these, there are buttons on the right hand side, and I wear them to the right because I just think it makes the most sense, because then your thumb would press the buttons the way you wear them. So basically, if you wanted to use the little headband grippies, and they're located on the inner side of the band, that would normally, if it were just a regular headphone, it would go on top of your head. Well, this way, if you want to slide your hair up into it as you're putting them on, you can easily do so and have them hold your hair back. These little grippy things on the, you might be able to hear me doing that. I'm just pressing the grippy things. There are two sets of grippy things, and I don't really know what a actual technical term would be to call those, on the inside of the band itself. And you can put these things on your head. Then you have the ability to have them hold your hair back. On the sides of the band, the headband band, so they do kind of have that headband look to them. They're plastic on top. But on either side of the headband band, there are little cushy speakers. They have a little cush to them, and those will go over your ears. So it's definitely an on-ear, not an over-ear fit, because they're very small. The little speakers are very small. You can exercise in them. You can bounce up and down in them. You can jerk your head around in them. And they hold very, very securely just because of their design. I'm going to attempt to turn them on for you and see if I can show you what they sound like. There are 3 buttons. One that controls your power and play pause, and 2 that control your tracks and volume. And the power play pause button also controls returning calls. So you can press it twice quickly. I believe it's twice. It might be 3 times. I think it's twice though. Quickly to return a call. So if I press and hold the power button.
Power on. Battery level high.
So you have a female voice and it says power on, battery level high. So it not only tells you your power status in a friendly voice, it also tells you your battery level, which I think is awesome. And then you hear a little doo-doo-doo sound. So I had to power it on a second time. So I powered it off and powered it on again, and that time it said your headset is connected and made a little beep. It connected to my phone. If you power it off, it'll just tell you power off, so you'll know. The documentation says you get about 8 hours of use out of these, which I find to be relatively accurate. The quality of them is very, very nice. I really like their build quality. I really love the speech prompts. I think they work very nicely. If you press and hold the power long enough, you're going to hear the doo-doo sound, and that means that you can pair it to something. If you just press and hold the power button until it starts speaking and then release the power button, it'll connect to your last connected device. So that's kind of how you can tell what's going on there. So that's why I had to turn it on twice a minute ago. These are super nice. They're $59 on Amazon, and I think they're very much worth that for the packaging alone. I mean, the packaging, the little case that they come in, we're not talking about the magnetic box now, we're talking about the case. It's a hard shell case, and it's like velvet lined. I mean, it's awesome. So, if you're a woman who likes your presentation, in addition to your sound quality and your build quality of your headphone, you're going to really, really appreciate what goes into these headphones. They fit snug back into their little case, and it's just an easy peasy way to carry them around. I really like them for their compact size. I love the way that I can wear them while I'm working out, or as I said, doing my facial. And the sound quality, let me just tell y'all, I am so impressed by their sound quality. You can leave them at about 40% and have amazing volume out of them. At least that's been my experience. There's been no issues whatsoever. I'm very, 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 very happy that I got these. They are one of my favorite pairs of headphones now, and I really like that they have multiple functions. So you can use them as headphones, or you can use them as a headband, or both at the same time. And you can read your books, obviously. You can do whatever you like with them. I've listened to TV shows with them. I've read books with them, and of course I've listened to music with them, and they are really awesome. For under $75, I think they're a great, great way to go, and they're very lightweight on your ears as well. Now, you may have to adjust them a little bit to figure out how you want to wear them most comfortably, because they are a little different, but I think once you find a comfortable fit, you're going to be very, very pleased with these guys. So again, they're by PAW, P-A-W-W, and they are the Silk, and that will be what you are looking for. We will be providing a link in the show notes.
I have one question about them. Are they Bluetooth only, or can you use them with a 3.5mm cable?
You can, because they come with a 3.5mm cable. It's
Cool.
A nice flat 3.5mm cable. You must have been sleeping when I mentioned that. So yes.
I was trying to figure out if my phone number changed.
Well, did it?
Yeah, it did.
Yay! Yes, they have a 3.5mm jack on the headphones that you can plug in, so you can use them wired, and you could charge them via micro USB.
Very good.
Or you can use them with Bluetooth.
thanks everybody for coming along with us and learning about the Straight Talk cell phone provider and coming with me on my journey to change my phone number, which was an experiment that we tried and it did work. So we tried that on the fly. It wasn't really something that I was going to do until we were talking about it before recording, and I decided to do it anyway. For me, nobody has the number, so it was fine for me to change that number. I'm just playing with it for now to see what it's like. One thing I will say, because I have currently T-Mobile, and I went out to my mother's house. She lives like way out in the middle of nowhere, probably worse than Kim. And I had the Straight Talk service on the AT&T towers. And when I got to my mother's house, my T-Mobile had no bars, and my AT&T Straight Talk phone had 3 bars, which was very, very cool. I was actually quite impressed. I thought for sure that I would have access with neither, so that's good.
And that's something that we didn't mention about Straight Talk that's a really important consideration, is that Straight Talk works on all of the big 4 carriers. So if you can get into the service with one of them near you, it should work. We should pull from that.
Right. So if you're Verizon and Verizon is good in your area, then maybe you want to get a Verizon SIM for Straight Talk. If AT&T works better in your area, then get AT&T for your service. And it's going to really depend too on how much you travel as well, to what you would take that into effect. Like I said with my mother, my T-Mobile that I pay for does not work, but the Straight Talk on the AT&T servers for her specific location did. And she has Verizon out there too, and her Verizon is like 2 or 3 bars as well. So in her area at least, Verizon and AT&T seem to have better coverage than my T-Mobile did.
All of these services are things that you definitely want to learn more about before you pick one. I highly recommend reading reviews and talking to friends and finding out what people like. I know a lot of people who use Straight Talk around here, and I thought it's worth a shot. Find out what I like about it and what I don't like about it. One of the things I particularly like being with this job is that if I want to take my SIM card out and throw it in my Android phone, I can, and I've got the same service, which is neat.
Yep, same service, same phone number, same everything.
Yep.
Nobody's none the wiser that the phone even changed.
Exactly. So I've got the best of both operating systems and my same number and SIM.
Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.
The preceding podcast is a presentation of Mystic Access, where the magic is in learning. If you are blind or visually impaired and desire to discover how our comprehensive products and services may support and empower your assistive technology journey, we welcome your visit at www.mysticaccess.com. Have a question or wish to place an order via phone? Call us at 716-543-3323. If you have something to share about this podcast episode, press 4 to reach our Mystic Access podcast comment line. Email us at info@mysticaccess.com. Connect with us on Twitter at twitter.com/mysticaccess and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/mysticaccessempower. Would you like to spread the word about our podcasts? Your friends and colleagues may listen and subscribe at www.mysticaccesspodcast.com. Our latest 5 episodes are also available via phone by calling 701-801-8527. If you enjoy our episodes, consider leaving us an iTunes rating and review. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks for spreading the word, and thanks for being a listener. We hope you enjoyed this episode.